So you know the ones when you're listening to a song that you really like and you're like, that's my tune.
That's my tune. Hey, what's good? This is Jojo B and this is episode 48 of That's My Tune, the podcast providing song reviews and interviews. Last week I had a chat with DJ Special D regarding his song Bruh. Today I'll be talking with Madman State about his song Can't Keep Living This Hell. So this is more conscious rap vibes. So take in the message. I'll be right back after this and we'll discuss with the man himself more about the lyrics and so much more. Be back after this. So everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Madman State. Yeah!
What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm a little tired, not sleeping because I'm promoting, but you know, that's the life.
Yeah, that's the life of artists.
Yeah,
so
basically.
What are you promoting?
So I just dropped the tune literally yesterday called Can't Keep Living This Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Basically it kind of like, it's a song dealing with like, I'm just basically reflecting on like the last year since what happened with like George Floyd and the whole Black Lives Matter movement and Black Pound Day in particular as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought, you know what, because I have all these thoughts about it and I always think about it and I'm like, well, I'm a musician. I might as well put it into my music. And I'm not really someone who's always been so, how can I put it, socially or politically driven in my music. But I thought while I'm having all these thoughts, it's affecting me emotionally. Why not?
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So at what point did you think, oh, do you know what? I need to actually write these thoughts down and make something out of this?
It's crazy because what happened was, likewise, I know you produced as well. I came up with the beat first, and I was sitting on the beat for a while. But the thing is, the beat didn't naturally sound like one of my usual kind of beats where I just go off on some Madman stuff. So I'm like, let me just meditate on this beat, and then I made it literally just before I think George Floyd's murder, and then obviously sitting on it for a while, and then all that stuff happened, and then. You know, the beat was just talking to me like, you've got to say something important on it. So I guess I was just reflecting in those couple months. I was like, well, why not, man? All this stuff is evoking me emotionally. Let me just get it on wax. Let me just put it on here. So I just started writing and it just started coming together. It was kind of like a puzzle. It's weird because the way I write, sometimes I write backwards. I'll write the second verse and then the first. That happened again with this one.
Okay.
But it was just a way for me to map out my thoughts and what I was feeling. So it was a very emotionally driven song. And I'm really happy with how it came out, to be honest. It's you know, it's kind of opened up the avenue for me to kind of talk more on these kind of topics which do affect me. It's just I don't really speak on it much, but you know, given that this song came the way it did, I'm open to it moving forward. So
I hear that. So what prior to this song in the past made you not really talk about these kind of subjects beforehand?
That's a good question. I think like you know what it is. I'm very conscious of like speaking publicly on certain things, and because I always used to feel like I'm someone who's not really well versed in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I keep up on topics going on in the world and news and stuff, but I was always very, very cautious about expressing my opinion. And I think it's more a thing of like, it's shown me that I should be vocal. Before I was always a bit, I wouldn't say timid or shy, but I would just wouldn't really want to speak on things that are hit a bit close to home, you know? So it's kind of given me the confidence in that light to speak out a bit more. You know, and I also just not to stray away, but I remember in the aftermath of everything that happened last year, I remember like getting on the tube with one of my friends. Obviously, you know, everyone has to wear masks and all this stuff. And the tube must have stopped at one station. And we're like, what's going on? There's a little bit of a ruckus or something going on in the next carriage. Basically, what happened, a young boy, he looked Eritrean or something. He didn't have his mask. And an older white person, man, probably in his 50s or 60s, was going off at him like, you should wear your mask, this and that. And we're like, what's all this commotion? And then the TFL people tried to break it up or whatever. And then we're like, you know what? My friend had a mask, so I went with her to the carriage. We gave the boy a mask and we're like, look, problem solved, we can move on. But the guy he still had this animosity towards the situation. He's like,
my
no,
goodness.
people like you, this and that, you're just causing problems. And I'm like, bro, and then I intervene. I'm like, bro, like, he's got a mask. We can move on about our day. Let's stop all the commotion.
Right.
And then he went on to say, because of people like you and and I started, you know, you can resonate with what, you know, they won't say it, but you can feel the energy of what it means. So then that touched a nerve with me, and I just started yelling back at him. So I was just like, nah, you and eventually he kind of got a bit intimidated. I didn't mean to be a bully, but obviously from him saying that, and I can see what the real purpose behind it was, it just evoked that kind of emotion in me. And obviously this is just after everything started happening with the BLM movement. So it made me realize, look, if I can react that naturally to a situation like that, I have no reason to hold back my opinion on these things now. So musically, you know, so it was a bit, it was a revelation for me. Like, don't just keep branding myself with what I like to do with the crazy stuff. Like, also speak about what's real.
That's a lot. And sorry for that experience. That must have been a lot for you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. After it, there was that little bit of me that was like, put him in his place. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it was, I was more upset for the younger generation who have to go through that. Like the boy, he probably was quite, you know, I could see he was getting angry after a while, but he didn't know how to verbalize it. So it made me realize I wasn't really upset for myself that I had to go through that. It's more like I have to now speak for people who are more vulnerable.
Right.
So it's been a really crazy year. So I just thought, you know what, the song, and also as well, I didn't want to like put out the song at the time, because I do feel every now and then, from here onwards, we're gonna come across this stuff. It's gonna happen, and not to say that we haven't made progress, but it's a reminder that it's not always gonna be dandy, and it's not all about jumping on the trend while it's hot.
That makes sense.
So it's crazy.
I hear that. So like, what are the subjects you like to tackle like in your music?
So I mean, people who know me, obviously I'm getting older now, so I'm kind of maturing and stuff. But generally, you know, I still got that rock star mentality when I'm on stage, and just songs about just my inner, like, I don't want to say aggression, but like it stems from that teenage energy. But now I'm more, you know, I'm incorporating different vibes and stuff. But I've always got that core, like, you know, I just want to like surprise people, like just make music that makes you, I want to make music that makes people not have inhibitions. You know? I feel like I feel people when we go to music events and stuff, it's natural. You get a bit shy if you're going to perform, or you get a bit nervous, or this and that. And it's all about when you start the set and you're in the middle of it, you start shining. So I'm just like, I want people to be like that from the jump, and just be yourself unapologetically. So that's so the way I be myself, being a madman and all of this stuff, it's more like a metaphor for just be yourself. Just be 100% you. And I feel that's what my music's about. So it's, you know, it's like even a thing where, you know, I've got so many different shades within my music, and predominantly it's rap orientated, but you know, I flipping love pop music as well. Rock music, soul music, like real talk. Like I make pop songs, ballads, all of that. I just, you know, but that's because I'm just being myself. So I guess like dealing with everything from like just crazy tunes to ballads to romance to social, political driven stuff. I try to keep it it's very emotion driven, my music. It's depending on what I feel. So,
So why the name Madman State? I mean, I know you have a particular energy you want to point out, but why Madman State in particular?
Man, I mean, I know. Some people are a bit like, they don't know how to address me when they first meet me, because they think I'm just gonna go mad and just do some random stuff. But I mean, the reasons why, you know what it is. I'm getting older. I'm not the same person I used to be, but that part will always be within me. But when I started MCing and this, I had different names, to be fair. But the reason that stuck, is my rap name used to be Just State before. So doing grand bars, but you know, hip hop bars and stuff like that. But then the Madman side, I was like, you know what, let me just implement and show people like just how crazy I can get from the start. Like obviously stuff I was doing like 6-7 years ago, I won't do so much now, but it's still ingrained. But yeah, I'm just, I think it really alludes to like when I'm on stage and I really tap into that source, you can see like, okay, he's a bit like, he's got energy. Like this boy's got energy, right? You know what I mean? So yeah.
I hear that. Back to Can't Keep Living This Hell for a moment. You mentioned about Black Pound Day. So elaborate more on why you think that is very important for the Black community.
Yeah, I guess because in the song, particularly the second verse, I kind of touch on like also not it just being a reflection on, the struggles we go through, is also a reflection on the progress we're making within ourselves.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
I mentioned that, like I feel like generationally, sorry, I can't get words out. We're seeing a lot of like younger and younger generations of young Black women and men becoming very independent with their grinds and what they're passionate about. And you're seeing it on social media and like the music and the fashion and like the startup businesses, restaurants, food, all of this stuff. You're seeing it a lot. Yeah. And I just feel, we have to shine some light on that. So it's not only a message of the troubles we go through, but it's also like, let's be proud of what we've achieved as well and keep going and keep pushing that message forward. Because I look at these younger generation, I'm like, they're doing loads more than what I was doing at their age and what some people in my generation are doing. So I'm like, hats off to them, keep doing that, keep pushing. So I mean, in terms of Black Pound Day, just keep for us, the listeners or the buyers, the consumers, just keep pushing this message of positivity and keep investing in these people doing the thing, because we're really making a lot of noise right now. At the end of the song, I sampled a little clip of Harry Pinero when he was on the Chucky Online podcast.
Okay.
And what he said there was so true. It's so true. Like we're like gold dust to these bigger corporations who want to endorse us and stuff, because they know what we can do. They know that our influence and like, our audiences and stuff really, really like support us to the core, to the max. It's not like the commercial world where an artist or whatever is hot for a minute and then just whatever. Like people really stick to like our vibes and our brands till death. Like it's that deep. So, it's just about to the wider masses. We know that our core audiences do that anyway, but it's about, when I'm talking about Black Pound Day, it's like talking to the wider masses, like really don't just jump on this while it's hot and disappear.
Yeah.
Really, if it really resonates with you, stick around. Yeah. And if you are those people who just want to jump in while it's hot and jump out, that's fine, but you're not our priority of a audience,
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just the real people will know, just keep supporting, keep pushing these businesses, and just see where it goes from there. So,
I hear that. So do you have any like future projects coming out?
Man, it's crazy right now. I'm working on, I didn't really want to blow it up yet, but I think potentially I might be working on a debut album. Yeah. Got a couple features I'm just trying to work on at the moment as well. But you know what it's like, Joe. So you know what it's like as a creative. It's just non-stop, man.
Yeah.
It's just endless. Like it's mad. But yeah, I think music videos, possibly an album. I'm trying to get this clothing line up and going. It's been in the works for many years now, but I'm just waiting to the moment when it's all kind of ready to really go full throttle. But just you know what it is, I'm gearing up for big things to come towards the end of the year and beginning of next year. So yeah, man.
Okay, so why an interest in a clothing line? Tell me more about that.
So that kind of goes back to my whole, because before music I was doing like art and graphic design and stuff.
Okay.
Designing cartoons, stuff like that. So I've kind of had it always in mind, even when picking up the music, to kind of like bring that in, because you see that with like even that the artwork with Can't Keep Living This Hell, like I designed that. And some of my other songs and covers, it's all me. So I design clove logos. Basically it's a clothing line called Tommy Skills. We're on Instagram as well, at Tommy Skills _ basically just trying to, you know what it is, it speaks to my brand of being like yourself, like in terms of me being a bit mad and crazy and stuff. Like, look at the designs, you can see, oh, there's a cat smoking a cigarette, like what the hell, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I was saying, it's part of the brand. But so it just speaks to like my whole childhood as well, man, drawing cartoons from a young, early age, drawing comics, stuff like that, and trying to just implement that with the brand and just, marry the two together. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely look out for that. That's really cool. That's really dope. I like that.
Yeah.
So, where can we find you on socials?
Yeah, so you can find me Instagram at madman_state. I've got a website as well, madmanstate.com. YouTube, I've got 2 YouTubes. I've got the Horse Biscuit TV YouTube, which is like, just musical jams. Yeah, I'm telling you, my brand is crazy, Joe.
The Horse Biscuit? What?
Have you ever tried a Horse Biscuit? I don't think you have. It's real.
No, I've never even heard of it. Like,
yeah. I might have to get into the biscuit business at some point as well. But, it's Horse Biscuit TV. You can find it on YouTube. Just search for Horse Biscuit. That's Biscuit BIZKIT and then TV. So there's that YouTube, and then I got my official Vivo channel. You'll find it. Just search for Madman State on YouTube. Yeah, what else? Twitter as well. I don't use it that much, but Tommy_skills. That's more in line with the clothing. And then the clothing Instagram, at TommySkills_. And that's basically all of them.
Cool. Well, it's been great having a chat with you, Madman State.
Joe, I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the support. You know what it is.
No problem at all. You have a great rest of the day.
For real, man. Love. Peace.
All right, bye.
Bless.
And that was Madman State. Thank you so much for your time. Great chat. If you'd like to know more about the podcast, go to linktr.ee/TMT_podcast. You'll find Spotify, YouTube, all the social media. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. If you'd like to email, it's that'smytunepodcast@gmail.com. Next Tuesday, back with more content. You know how I do. Until then, have a great day and rest of the week. Ciao.